So to do that, let me go back to how we got into this.
Yeah.
And it was by pure accident. So I come from Northern California, is where I graduated high school, and my family still lives out there. So I went out there at one point, went and met some friends, and then was driving back from essentially Sacramento,
Okay.
which most people understand where that is, to a small town called Vacaville, which is right between San Francisco and Sacramento.
I've been there.
Right? You've been to Vacaville? So I was heading through there, and there's a small town called Dixon, California. And on the side of the road, they had this big hop grow and a big sign that says, "We sell beer." Or "We grow beer." Sorry, "We grow beer." And
Interesting sign.
yeah, I lived in Deep Ellum at the time. I've got really close with the guys over at Deep Ellum Brewery. My wife and I, we went to a lot of local breweries. Like we wanted to be part of this craft brew scene, and we met a lot of people, and it was great. Like, as you've experienced, the craft brew industry and the brewers are just amazing.
In general, I think they're amazing, but I think Dallas, again, I want to specify, the craft beer community is amazing all collectively. I think Dallas is better than everybody
I
else.
agree. From coming back from Albuquerque, I feel like that is the right thing. So I pull off and I drive into this small tap room, and it's on like a Saturday morning, 11 a.m. No one else is there, so I'm drinking with the guy at the bar, young guy, 22, 23, and what we start having conversation is they have actually 4 beers that are brewed the exact same way, except they get their hops from 4 different places across the U.S.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so the idea is you can taste it, and you can figure out whether you can taste the difference between those 4 brews or not. And honestly, absolutely, you could taste them.
Yeah, drastically different.
Yeah, because you're getting all that nutrients from the soil, and the nutrients add different flavors to the hops.
You can see the altitude.
And these are all, they're not indoor crops; they're all outdoor crops.
All outdoor crops. So it's
ambient,
one in the Pacific Northwest, which is probably Yakima Farms. One in the East Coast. Bless you. One on the East Coast. One in Central, and then there was one that was just unknown, like a conglomerate of things that got put together.
That's so cool. Yeah, you have so many different.
It was
biodiversities there, just climates and terrain. That's awesome.
Which got me thinking. All right,
yeah,
maybe let's look at Dallas. Let's figure, because obviously we live here. Let's figure out if we can grow hops in the heat of Dallas, whether we can make that work. And as I came back and started talking to brewers and others within the craft brew community, they came back and said, "Yeah, that's interesting, but not really that interesting." So as we talked more, the conversation came up of, if you could supply wet hops year round, that is the really, really interesting thing. Like I think the community in itself would just be ecstatic over what you can do. So that's when we started researching. We partnered with a guy that used to grow its cousin up in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Okay. Yeah.
In a hydroponic space. So we partnered with him. We started doing some test grows, and we built a grow room in my garage, and we spent months going through that and figuring out what our grow pattern was and how we could make that work. And ultimately then in January of last year, took the big bite and leased this place and started building and growing.
No, that's awesome.
And then it took us over a year to come through with all the processes we need to come through to deliver a product that we thought was worthy of the beer community. And unfortunately, we didn't get to a point where we could sell it because of what happened.